Om Om Namah Shivaya Namo Somanathaya. Om Namah Shivaya Namo Somanathaya. Om Namah Shivaya Namo Somanathaya. Namaste and welcome everybody. In this lecture series, we will focus on planets and their relationships. The sooner we understand the chemistry between the planets, the better we will be able to understand Jyotish. Just as we human beings have different kind of relationships with each other, in the similar fashion, the grahas also have different kinds of relationships with others. They move around in the sky, in nakshatras, in signs, and they behave differently. At different places in the zodiac, at different points in the sky, they behave very, very differently. Sometimes they are exalted, sometimes they are debilitated, and they give results. So, in this video series, we will learn about the nakshatras, the signs, and their lords, how the Bhachakra is structured, how it is created, how are signs formed by nakshatras, why Aries is a fire sign. We know that Aries is a fire sign, Taurus is an earth sign, Gemini is an air sign, and Cancer is a water sign. So, why so? We will answer this question. Next, we'll understand what is exaltation, what is debilitation, what is Mool Trikona, what is the meaning of planet in a friendly sign, enemy sign, etc. etc. Then we will focus on planetary relationships, what kind of relationships planet have with each other. First of all, we will talk about the Naisargik Maitri, that is natural, something that is based on natural makeup and natural conduct of somebody. For example, few people find synergy very soon, and few people, when they are together, they are never in synchronization. So, according to our natural makeup, we make friends with other and we have strained relationships with others. Similarly, planets do have this chemistry going on in their life. So we should understand this part very well. We will derive the relationships of few planets, Sun and Moon, as to why Sun considers Moon, Mars, Jupiter as friend, Mercury as neutral, why Sun hates Saturn and Venus, what is the basis of all this. So we'll derive these relationships for Sun and Moon based on shlokas from Brihad Parashara, and then finally we will talk about the compound relationships, that is the Panchdha Maitri, that is combination of Tatkalik Maitri and Naisargik Maitri, natural friendship. So we begin this lecture. Zodiac in the sky is divided into 27 equal parts. They are called nakshatras, a group of stars that are fixed. These 27 parts then form 12 equal parts called 12 signs, rashis. 27 nakshatras equal to 360 degrees. So each nakshatra has 13 degrees and 20 minutes of span. In other words, we can do this calculation as well. So we know that zodiac in the sky is around us and it has been sectioned in 27 parts, 27 equal parts. These 27 equal parts belong to nakshatras. Each nakshatra is a group of stars which is present and which is relatively stable to Earth. Planets are moving very, very fast, but stars, they not move so fast. They move very, very slowly. So, these 27 parts in the sky, they create 12 equal parts, and these 12 equal parts are called rashis and signs. So, the name of 27 nakshatras are listed out here: Ashwani, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha, Magha, Pur Falguni, Uttar Falguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, Jyeshtha, Mula, Purvashada, Uttarashada, Shravana, Dhanishta, Shatabhishaj, Purvabhadrapad, Uttarbhadrapad, and Revati. These are the 27 nakshatras. Each has a span of 13 degrees and 20 minutes. We have 360 degrees around us, and one section of 13 degree 20 minutes belongs to each of these nakshatras, and they are 27 in number. Each nakshatra is made up of four parts called padas, and nine such padas make one sign. Each pada is of 3 degree 20 minutes. So now we are talking about further bifurcation of a nakshatra, the division of 3 degrees 20 minutes in four parts. So from 3 degree 20 minutes to 6 degree 40 minutes, from 10 degrees, and from 13 degrees to 20 minutes. These are the four parts of a nakshatra, and each has a span of 3 degrees and 20 minutes. We can see exactly it is 3 degree 20, 3 degree 20. So here is 6 and here it is 40. Similarly, it's moving with this figure. The four padas of the nakshatras represent four ayana, four goals of life as described in Sanatan Dharma. They are Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jal. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the four primary goals of our life. So, four padas are in the order of fire, earth, air, and water signs. And fire is Agni, this is Dharma. Prithvi is Artha, all kind of wealth and creation and achievements. Air is Vayu, Vayu is Kama. And water represents Jal, Jal is Moksha. So there are always three nakshatras falling in one sign, partly or completely. So nine such parts, nine such padas make one sign. So four padas are covered in first nakshatra, then four padas are covered in second nakshatra, and then next pada is there. So it makes nine padas, and that is the sign. So we see out here that four padas of Ashwini are complete here, four padas of Bharani are complete here, and the first pada of Kritika is present out here. And this section of the zodiac is called the sign Aries. And we have 12 signs. Aries, which is formed by Ashwini, Bharani, and first part of the Kritika. Then we have Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. These are the 12 signs, and the final sign is formed by Revati Nakshatra, Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra, and Purv Bhadrapad Nakshatra. The last pada of Purv Bhadrapad falls in Pisces, then Uttar Bhadrapad complete Nakshatra, and Revati complete Nakshatra with all four padas. They constitute the Pisces sign. We'll talk about the signs and nakshatras in very greater detail, but this is just an introduction of the constitution of the Bhachakra. For some time we will focus more on signs, and then gradually in our course we will move towards nakshatra. So we will define and categorize signs in various forms. There is a dedicated lecture series for that. Here in this lecture series, we want to learn the relationship among the planets, what kind of relationships they have. So finally, each sign is 30 degrees, thereby covering the entire 360 degrees and forming the complete zodiac. Here we have lords of the nakshatras, and the lords of the signs we will discuss in our slides. So Lord of nakshatras are in order: Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury. And this order is repeated 3 times, and all the lordships of nakshatras are listed out here. Devtas of nakshatras, all those intricacies we will take little later. So here in this slide, we will learn about how signs are formed by nakshatras. We have magnified that small section and we are seeing it. Why Aries is a fire sign. There is nakshatra number 1, Ashwini, from 0 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes. Then we have Bharani, 13 degrees 20 minutes to 26 degrees 40 minutes. And then we have Kritika from 26 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees, completing the sign Aries. These are the 4 padas of nakshatras and their respective degrees are mentioned here. We have Tattva or Ayana associated with pada. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jal and Agni. This is the order, that is the creation order. So if we look at the padas and we see they are 9 in number, and if we take the respective ratios of each tattva, then we find that 3 out of 9 Agni makes 1/3 score, which is higher as compared to all the 3 tattvas which individually have 2 by 9 score. So Agni is dominant in this region, in this compartment of the Bhachakra zodiac, and this compartment is called Aries, and that is why Aries is a fire sign, because Agni Tattva is dominating over this space. Aries has 3 fire, 2 earth, 2 air and 2 water padas or parts, 9 in total. So Aries has 1/9 part more fire only. Basically, it is a fire dominant sign. There is a dominance of fire, but other tattvas are also there. And the 5th element, the Panch Mahabhutas, Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jal, and Akash. Akash, which binds everything together and which gives meaning to our existence, is present everywhere in equal proportion in all the signs. So we can do a similar calculation for Taurus, and we will see that Taurus is an earth dominant sign because there the Prithvi Tattva will dominate. Prithvi Tattva will have 3 by 9 score as compared to other Tattvas, and subsequently we can do other calculations. Each Rashi is lorded or owned by 1 or 2 planets, grahas. The lord of the sign is the owner of the sign and hence is the house owner. Like a landlord, he has primary responsibility of the house. The planet placed in a sign/house is a tenant. He acts in the responsibility of being placed in a sign. So we have 12 signs and every sign has a lord. Few planets also have more than one sign lordship, that is, they lord more than one signs. So here are the 12 signs and here are the 12 lords of the 12 signs. Aries is lorded by Mars. Taurus, the sign Taurus is lorded by Venus. Gemini is lorded by Mercury. Cancer is lorded by Moon. Leo is lorded by Suryadev's Sun. Virgo again is lorded by Mercury. And Libra, which is a balance sign, is lorded by Venus, Shukracharya Venus. Scorpio has rulership of Ketu and Mars. And in a kundli, we should identify who is the real owner of this sign in a particular chart. So for that, to evaluate that, we have rules. We should just keep in mind this part for Scorpio. Sagittarius is ruled by Devguru Brahaspati. Capricorn and Aquarius is primarily ruled by Saturn, Shani Maharaj, but Aquarius is also ruled by Rahu. So these two signs, Scorpio and Aquarius, for them we should identify who is the lord of this particular sign in the chart. And the final Pisces Mean Rashi is ruled by Jupiter. And here are the degrees from narrating their span, 30 degrees, 60 degrees and so forth until we reach to Pisces and Revati Nakshatra and 360 degrees. So in a kundli, when a planet is lording a sign, he is also lording that house as well. The owner of a particular sign is the owner of a house. The planets placed in the sign are just tenants. They are just placed out there and they are taking care of their responsibilities. They are doing their karmas, their work from that house, from the environment present in that particular Rashi, that particular house, etc. etc. And depending upon that environment, the likings and the dislikings of the Graha, we will have results. That is the thing that we are trying to learn in this lecture series. What are the drivers and what are the circumstances in which the grahas give good results or they give very bad results? We are just trying to understand those scenarios and why particular graha is behaving like that. So here is the list of exaltation, debilitation, Mool Trikona signs of planets, and the real meaning of these points in the space and these situations, and accordingly the behavior of the planets will be more evident once we understand the meaning of these terms. So we'll take up this slide again. So we first of all try to learn what exaltation is. Exaltation is an extremely happy and joyful state. The planet is thrilled and excited to be in that atmosphere in the sign. Signs are places and physical situations representing an atmosphere and relate to the things taking place in that environment. So we know that planets are moving in the sky, they are traversing the nakshatras and they are traversing the signs. We are focused on signs for the moment. And when they are moving in signs, these signs represents certain kind of environment for us. There is few activities going on in a sign. For example, Taurus in Jyotish represents a Gaushala, a place where we go and eat. All the restaurants, bars, cafes where we go and eat food or have snacks or have drinks, all the cafeterias, all those places are represented by Taurus. So each sign is an environment. There is some activity going on in that environment. And grays, they have their intrinsic makeup, they have their own character, they have their own likes and dislikes. So, depending upon their own intrinsic makeup, when they move to certain signs, they feel good, bad, ugly. They have various kinds of expressions and they feel differently in each of these places. So when planet reach to this point of exaltation, that region, he is most happy and he is in a joyful state. The planet is thrilled and excited to be in that atmosphere. So planet in those places are very happy. They find the atmosphere very soothing and very conducive to their own internal makeup or to their agendas in life. So they are extremely thrilled in those places and they give very beautiful results. The planet is acting like a Purush. He is forceful and very powerful in that environment. So we have a concept of Purush and Prakriti, where Purush is dominating one, Prakriti is humble, and Purush is the activator, Prakriti is the object. So planet is very motivated. He is well managed. He has resources and he has all the capabilities to do his job well. When somebody is excited, when somebody is thrilled, when somebody is in a very joyful state and he wants to contribute, then he has all kind of resources available at his disposition to carry out the work. He is very motivated and well managed, full of resources and full of capabilities to do well or to do results of a particular thing. Exalted planet will do genuine and determined attempts and is happy to serve his agenda. The genuine and determined steps are few. That is the difference between exalted and debilitated planet. Exalted planet will do all these attempts with well managed and planned manner with all kind of resources, but will not have motivation to try it for very long. As compared to a debilitated planet can do it every single hour. He will repeatedly try to do something again and again, again and again. So that is the difference between exalted and debilitated planet. We'll see debilitated planet in some time. Normally, exaltation of a planet is good, but it can be bad as well. It all depends from which reference frame we are looking at it and which house is under consideration. Normally, if a planet is in exalted, we say that he has got maximum amount of strength. So when a planet has got maximum strength, he is able to deliver his results very well. Now, if those agendas are good, then it is helpful for the native. If those agendas are not good, then it is not helpful for the native. If sixth lord is in exaltation and Lagna lord, ninth lord, tenth lord, they are weak, then obstacles are very, very high in the life of the native. The enemies are very powerful. So it is not desirable. So, and that is the essence of this last statement. Exaltation normally of good house lords is very good. Bad house lords, exalted, can also give lot of suffering. So we'll see all these good houses and bad houses because some participants already have a lot of knowledge. That's why I'm adding up this part for all. Debilitation, let's discuss debilitation. Planet is in depressed state and very unhappy in that environment. Now, the same planet, now he's moving and he has reached to a different point and different kind of atmosphere. And in this atmosphere, he does not like anything. What is going on in this atmosphere? So he becomes very, very sad and he is very, very depressed in this environment. Just think what happens if an extremely depressed person is sitting in a room with us. So the environment in a sign is activated and energized by the grahas. We have seen that grahas are Vishnu avatars. They have got higher Paramatma Amsha, and out of these grahas, all beings are born and they are again absorbed when their karmas are over. So these grahas are beings. He is Lord Vishnu himself and churning the life of all of us. They are giving us results of our karmas. So these grahas have energy, they energize something. Rashis itself are just environments. They are present out there. They are situations with no life force in it. The life force is infused by grahas. Planet is demotivated, unplanned, has fewer resources and less strength to do his job. That is the situation of debilitation. When a planet does not have the motivation, so I'm not interested in doing this job and I will not plan for things. I do not have enough adequate resources to do my job and I have no strength to deliver for something. That is the strength of the debilitated planet, but he will have to repeatedly do his efforts. That's what the Shakti parts or the feminine part is activated at that time. He is acting like a Prakriti or has feminine energies. He is very humble and has no egos or glory associated with him. He can try again and again with multiple attempts. So, people having multiple debilitated planets can be very, very hardworking, especially in Dashamsha Kundli. They can contribute for such circumstances in which either there is lot of panic or they can be very, very hardworking, as if they are involved in testing something where rigorous testing is going on. You have to put in a lot of test cases in computer programming to make good kind of software. So a lot of hard work and repeated kind of work is represented by a debilitated planet. People having lot of debilitated planets in their charts can be very, very hard working. Though they may be considered slow in few circumstances. Debilitation of a planet can be good or bad. It all depends from which reference frame we are looking at and which house is under consideration. So again, I have added this point that we should not just reach to the conclusions. We should not jump to the conclusions that exaltation is good and debilitation is bad, completely bad. No. If sixth lord is debilitated, then it is very good. From Lagna, from the ascendant, if sixth lord is weak and tenth lord is in exaltation, it is a yoga, and this yoga is called Jaya Yoga. Yoga for victory. Why this native is having victory in life? Because his karma sthana, the work he wants to do and whatever he wants to achieve in life, the respect he wants to command, the post he wants to occupy is exalted, is in a very good state to give results. Whereas his enemies, sixth lord, they are in depressed state. They do not have morals, they do not have resources, they do not have strength. That is why this native wins. And that is the glory of Jaya Yoga. Sixth lord in debility or weakness and tenth lord in exaltation. Mool Trikona is a very, very special place and it is a very duty bound state. Graha is very careful and responsible in this state, rather in those degrees, and wants to deliver results with duty and devotion. A Graha is bound to produce success and prosperous results in this particular state. Mool Trikona is like somebody following his dharma. He feels good to be present out there and he would responsibly do something. As if I am involved in a prayer and suddenly something is required, so nobody asks me, but I move very quickly and bring that ingredient or bring that thing which is missing. So I'm feeling a duty and doing something, and I'm very, very attentive and very, very careful as to what is going on and what my karmas are. This is the situation of a graha in the Mool Trikona situation, Mool Trikona section of the sign. Mool Trikona, Moola is the origin, root or prime, original or main of something. Trikona is a trine. 1, 5th and 9th houses are called trines in Jyotish. They are very, very auspicious houses and they show blessings of Mother Lakshmi. Trinal houses in Jyotish are represented by Goddess Lakshmi and the quadrant houses are represented by Sri Vishnu. So whenever there is a yoga between a trinal house and a quadrant house, that is called a Raj Yoga, because it is a combination of Vishnu Sthana and Lakshmi Sthana. Now two energies of Vishnu and Lakshmi are synergized and they are contributing for some agenda. So coming back to our point, the Trikonas are the most auspicious houses. They give us a lot of abilities, lot of blessings, and these are the Dharma Trikona. Agni is in ascendant, Agni is in 5th house, and Agni is in 9th house, and Agni is Dharma Trikona. So they are auspicious houses and they show blessings of Mother Lakshmi as a result of past karmas of a native for success and fruitful results with considerable fewer efforts. They are also called special wealth by sage Parashara. So trines gives us fortune, trines gives us luck, they gives us abilities. 5th house is our prabandhan, 5th house is our management, 5th house how much knowledge we have digested. So now we unite the two things, Moola and Trikona, root or origin of auspiciousness. So this is the 9th house of Dharma, of duty. We are born to complete our unfinished karmas, overcome our debts, which are called Rin Anubandhanas. We have debts and we owe to each other. That's why we fall into relationships. And to have knowledge, jnana, in order to identify self with the Supreme Soul, Paramatma. So we carry our dharma from one life to another life. So of all the trines, ninth is the most powerful and shows our dharma and righteousness. We carry only our dharma from one life to another, and depending upon we are given different opportunities by Almighty to live our lives. So it is the prime blessing granted to a graha. It is a place where agenda of any graha is bound to produce success and results, good or bad, depending upon the lordship of the house. Again, when a planet is in duty-minded state, when a planet wants to deliver results, if six lord is in Mool Trikona, then he is duty-minded to give results. So six lord will give troubles. So no planet leave this opportunity to do well in these signs. Just like I like to participate in prayers and worship, and I uh, gave an example that something was missing. Nobody told me explicitly, but I ran and brought that thing so that prayers could continue well. So I felt as if it is my duty. So same is the situation of a planet in the Mula Trikona sign. No planet leave this opportunity to do well in these signs, as this is his primary dharma, duty. And secondly, it's the efforts give results with fewer problems. Graha is very cautious and responsible in these signs, rather degrees in the sign, so as to not to miss this opportunity. All Naisargik and natural relationship, friendship, neutral enmity are based on Mool Trikona sign of a graha along with the exaltation of the signs. So we are discussing different states, and we will finally reach to a state where we will be able to identify which planet is friends with who other planets, neutral with who other planets, he has enmity with whom, and accordingly we will be able to understand the kind of results that are anticipated by a graha. Apart from those three states we discussed previously, there are four more states of a planet. So we first of all cover them up, and then we'll sum up the learnings of this section. A planet is in own house. What is the meaning of planet sitting in the own house? We know that our planet is traversing the space in the sky, and he is moving ahead in his circular path. So now he's placed in a place that he owns. He is the owner of that place. So planet is most comfortable and very relaxed in this environment. He is sitting in his homeland. He is sitting in the place he likes so much, the place of his primary responsibility. He is a landlord in his own house, so takes the comprehensive responsibilities of the house. When I am placed in my own house, then I can take care of the responsibilities of my house very well. In the similar fashion, when a planet he reaches to that section of the zodiac, that section which he rules himself, the entire 30 degrees of a sign, in that place he is most comfortable and most relaxed, and he is in a very good state to take care of the responsibilities of the house. So he will give good results. Next stage is a planet has moved further ahead, and now he is in a sign of a planet who is his good friend. So, just as we behave nicely and wisely with our friends, in the similar fashion, the grahas they give results. As the name suggests, planet is placed in the sign of a friend, so gives good results. He is in harmony with the agenda of his friend and does good to the house. When I go to my friend's place, I will try to help him, and my conduct will be very good. I will be most comfortable and most relaxed in that external environment. So, whatever job I'm supposed to do there, I will be able to perform my job well. Next comes the state when a planet is in the sign of a planet who is neither friend nor enemy. He's kind of having neutral kind of relationship with the planet. The planet is neither enemy nor friend. So the planet does enough with neutrality. No favors, no obstacles. So just like that, if I am not friends with you, I am not enemies with you, so I'm just doing the basic thing, and that is all. That is the result planet gives when he is placed in a sign of a planet who is sama with him, neutral with him. Next comes the stage enemy situation. Now a planet is sitting in the sign of another planet who is his enemy. At least our planet who is moving, he considers other one as his enemy. So the planet in this environment has no mood, no agenda to do good for the house, and that is the kind of relationship we have with our enemies. Planet is in no mood to do good to the sign slash house, as it is his enemy, and he would not like to support the agenda of the enemy. So just like we human beings have chemistry of relationships with each other based on our internal makeup and based on some special circumstances, we have friends and enmity, and that is what we will be learning in this section finally. Grah Maitri, the derivation of it, and we will be utilizing all these states: exaltation, debilitation, mool trikona, own sign, friendly sign, neutral sign, enemy sign, etc. etc. When grays who have the energy and the ability to perform something, when they are placed in different signs with different kinds of strength, as depicted by these seven circumstances, these seven situations, they perform differently. When they have very good strength, they perform differently. When they have almost no strength, or when they are very weak and they are not happy in that environment, they destroy that house and they give bad results. So this knowledge will help us evaluate the quantum of results, the quality and quantity of the results given by a planet. Of course, based on the Naisargik Karaka of the Graha, the internal makeup of the Graha, we will list down all those planets who are responsible for a house. They are actually the Karaka of a house, the lord of the house, the planet placed in the house, the planets having Rashi Drishti on the house, the planets having Graha Drishti on the house, planets having Argala on the house. So we'll cover up these aspects gradually, but for the moment, these are the seven broad categories in which we can categorize the mood and the state of a planet. Not avasthas. Avasthas are differently defined and they have different meaning, but we can say the strength of the planet and his comfort zone, inclination to good results, etc., etc., are in this order. In exaltation, it is very high. In debilitation, it is very low. And in enemy sign, this is the penultimate situation. We will soon have one slide which depict all these things together. So now we come to this slide of exaltation and debilitation. So as we have been discussing, the sections in the zodiac have different categorizations. First of all, we had nakshatras. Nakshatras created signs, and these are the exaltation, debilitation, and mool trikona parts of the planets in the Bhachakra. So Suryadev's sun at 10 degrees of Aries is in deep exaltation. At that time, the nakshatra is Ashwini, and Ashwini is ruled by Ketu. The debilitation of any planet takes place in the 7th house, exactly from that place, or 180 degrees apart or away from that point. So 10 degrees of Aries, if we add 180 degrees to this, we reach to 10 degrees of Libra, the balance sign. And that is the place where Sun is into deep debilitation. The Mool Trikona sign of Sun, where he is very duty minded, is in the Leo and between 0 degrees to 20 degrees. From 20 degrees to 30 degrees in the Leo, Sun is in the own sign, Swarashi. Moon, our second planet, has the exaltation at 3 degrees of Taurus in Kritika Nakshatra, and debilitation right 180 degrees apart at 3 degrees of Scorpio. From 3 degrees to 30 degrees, Moon is in Mool Trikona. Moon at 10 degrees, we should not say it is exalted. we should say moon is very strong, he is in Mool Trikona. Mars gets his exaltation in 28 degrees in Capricorn of Dhanishta Nakshatra, and 28 degrees of Cancer is the debilitation point. 0 to 12 degrees of Aries is the Mool Trikona of Mangal, and from 12 degrees onwards to 30 degrees, the own house definition will follow in that case. Mercury has got exaltation at 15 degrees of Virgo and 15 degrees of Pisces, the sign of two fishes. There Mercury gets debilitation. From 15 degrees to 20 degrees of Virgo is the Mool Trikona sign of Mercury. In the entire Gemini, which is lorded by Mercury, is his own sign. 5 degrees of Cancer in Pushya Nakshatra is the exaltation point of Devguru Brahaspati, and 5 degrees of Capricorn is the deep debilitation point of Brahaspati. Mool Trikona sign of Devguru Brahaspati is from 0 degrees to 10 degrees in Sagittarius. Venus has exaltation at 27 degrees of Pisces and debilitation in Virgo, 27 degrees of Virgo sign. From 0 degrees to 15 degrees in Libra, he is in Mool Trikona sign of responsibilities. From 15 degrees onwards in the same sign, he will be considered sitting in the own sign or Swarashi. Shani Maharaj Saturn is exalted at 20 degrees of Libra in the balance sign, Vishakha Nakshatra, and 20 degrees of Aries is the deep debilitation point of Saturn, Shani Maharaj. From 0 degree to 20 degree of Aquarius is the Mool Trikona sign of Saturn. Capricorn is not the Mool Trikona sign of Saturn. We should remember this. And from 20 degree onwards, Saturn in Aquarius is own sign. Rahu has his exaltation in Gemini and debilitation in Sagittarius. He has Mool Trikona section in Virgo. And Ketu, just opposite to Rahu, has exaltation in Sagittarius, debilitation in Gemini, and Pisces is the Mool Trikona sign. So here Rahu is liking the sign of Mercury and Ketu is liking the signs of Jupiter, Devguru Brahaspati.